Item number 9.
Proclamation recognizing National Telecommunications Week. Lojinos Gonzalez, Commissioner, Board of County Commissioners.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Thank you. I move to approve proclamation recognizing National Telecommunicators Week. Whereas emergencies occur around the clock which require prompt response by peace officers and deputies, firefighters, and emergency medical personnel in order to save lives and protect property, and whereas the safety of our first responders depends largely upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who call any of the El Paso County 911 dispatch centers for help, and whereas public safety dispatchers and call takers on duty in these centers are the first contacts made by citizens who need emergency services, and whereas public safety dispatchers and call takers must gather important pre-arrival information from callers who are frequently confused and frightened, and then relay that information accurately to first responders on their way in order to save lives or prevent further loss of property, and whereas public safety dispatchers also provide a vital communications lifeline for our law enforcement officers, firefighters, and emergency medical responders by monitoring their radio transmissions and providing them critical information needed to ensure their safety as they respond to the emergency at hand. And whereas public safety dispatchers and call takers in El Paso County contribute daily to the safe, successful, and efficient apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of medical emergencies. And whereas public safety dispatchers and call takers working in agencies throughout El Paso County exhibited compassion, patience, understanding, and great professionalism during the performance of their jobs in the past year. Now, therefore, the Board of County Commissioners of El Paso County, Colorado, hereby recognizes the week of April 14 to 20, 2019 as National Telecommunicators Week in El Paso County and proclaims its gratitude and support for the men and women working in our emergency dispatch centers whose compassion, diligence, and professionalism helps keep our citizens safe. Done this 18th day of April 2019 at Colorado Springs, Colorado. The Board of County Commissioners of El Paso County, Colorado. Mark Waller, Chair. Lojinos Gonzalez, Jr., Vice Chair. Stan Vanderwerth, Holly Williams, and Cami Bremer, members, attested to by Chuck Borman, County Clerk and Recorder.
Second.
Thank you. Excellent job saying telecommunicators instead of telecommunications. I think I would have messed that up every time. Sheriff Elder.
Good morning, Commissioners. Again, we talked about it last year. We set aside a week for celebrating them, but we need to celebrate them all the time. When people pick up the phone and they dial 911, they don't know all of the moving parts behind the scenes. They don't know all of the commitment that these telecommunicators have. Just to give you some idea, the Sheriff's Office Communications Center answers emergent and non-emergent phone calls for all of unincorporated El Paso County, the United States Air Force Academy, several municipalities within the county. We are the primary dispatch center for 8 law enforcement agencies, 21 fire departments, as well as search and rescue. In 2018, the center processed over 334,000 telephone calls, and more than 72,000 of those were 911 calls. And to just give you an idea, in the 24 hours of the last bomb cyclone, they handled over 1,500 calls in a 24-hour period. Most of the people that worked overtime. Many worked double overtime during that 24-hour period. In 2018, they were short on personnel. Their dispatchers worked more than 2,400 hours of overtime last year. Tactical dispatchers were called out on 97 missions for a total of 299 hours. During 24 hours, they did that with the bomb cyclone. The Sheriff's Office dispatchers and call takers are the lifeline between law enforcement, medical, and fire services for our community. And on someone's worst day, they are the calm on the other end of the phone or the radio. They handle it day in and day out. They do it with such class. I'm amazed. These are a few of the dispatchers backed by the Sheriff's command staff. We could not do this job. We would not be as safe a community as we are if it wasn't for for the people, the men and women of the El Paso County Sheriff's Office and the Colorado Springs Police Department's 911 centers, and I take my hats off. We'll see. I'm going to ask Lieutenant Mike St. Charles if he's got a couple of words to say. I'd ask all the ladies that are here representing him, but they all run when I talk about them talking in front of the board. So
You talk to people all of the time. Just pretend like it's a phone call. Yeah, it's somebody.
you'd have to put on a headset.
Yes.
To do that.
Good morning. I'm Lieutenant Mike St. Charles with the Sheriff's Office. I have the honor of being currently assigned as the Communications Manager. Dispatch falls under me. And I just want to take a second to say, I've been in this position since last June. I've been in law enforcement for 26 years, and I have never, ever worked with a more dedicated professional group of people. The men and women in your communications section is amazing. And I am truly honored to be a part of them and work alongside them. To see them come together the way they did during the bomb cyclone was amazing. And I've seen a lot of stuff in my career, but I've never seen the teamwork displayed by this group of men and women like that day. Again, be proud of them. They've earned this. And again, they should be recognized 365 days a year as well, not just during this particular week. Thank you.
Thank you. Under Sheriff Carey.
Good morning, Chairman Waller, members of the commission. Under Sheriff Pete Carey. I've been doing this for a long time, like the sheriff and others in this room, and I just wanted to make a quick point that anything good that's done by first responders starts with these folks right here. They are absolutely rock stars, and anything that we accomplish out there in the field is because they give us information to keep us safe and what we need to get the job done. So my hat is off to them also. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else in the audience that would like to speak on this proclamation? All right, seeing none, I'll bring it up to the board for some discussion. Who'd like to kick us off? Commissioner Williams.
I just wanted to thank you. I know it's probably a very stressful job, and you hear stories of the kid who calls because his mom is having problems in the car, and there's always someone on the other end of that line that we don't necessarily recognize. So thank you for your efforts on a daily basis to keep our citizens safe.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I too probably can't imagine the stress that you have to go on so often, and the bomb cyclone was probably just one good example of that. And so I just want to thank you, and we appreciate you, and we do understand how difficult of a job you have, and again, just thanks from this community. God bless.
Commissioner Bremer.
Thank you. You know, the last few presentations, they have me speechless, and a large part of that is just I'm blown away by the work done by great folks in our community. You guys are citizens too. You're citizens and you're faithful employees, and I'm just so proud that you represent us so well and work hard every day. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I'd just like to say yet another dedicated public service agency dedicated to protecting the safety of the public. Crucial role, crucial job. We couldn't do it near as well as we do if you all weren't there. And we have just a couple of simple charges as government officials. One's kind of providing the infrastructure necessary, and the other is protecting the public safety. You guys do that tremendously well, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Commissioner Vanderwerf.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I'd also like to thank you. I think it's great reassurance for the entire community to know that if they dial 911, there will always be somebody that answers. That is so, so important, because sometimes we have people that are just in terrible situations. They don't know what to do. They call you. You calm them down, you get the information you need for them so first responders can do their job, get this work done, and help take care of these citizens. So thank you again for what you do, for always being at the other side of that line, and for using your training to reassure the people that do make those phone calls in and get the information from them so that we can help them in a community effort to make our place a better community. So thank you so much.
Let me end with one comment, if you don't mind.
Sure, Sheriff Elder.
Just to give you an idea, the commitment that they have from start to finish, from the minute that someone applies to the time that they're on their own as a dispatcher, is nearly a year. Nearly a year. They take incredible pride in what they do and how they do it. They are extremely committed. You know, I just absolutely encourage you to just come up sometime, you know, spend a half hour, 45 minutes in the comm center, maybe on a busy Friday or Saturday night. The only warning will be don't use the word that starts with Q and hope that it stays that way. They panic every time you use the Q word in the comm center, which is quiet. And so that tends to ramp them up. Don't show up on a full moon Friday night. That tends to be a little busier too, but it's an amazing group of people. They work really hard. They know their job, and thank you for this resolution.
We appreciate it. All right, with that, I'll call the roll. Commissioner Brimmer?
Aye.
Commissioner Vanderwerf?
Aye.
Commissioner Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. That passes unanimously. We will stand in a brief recess to take a picture.